Hello! You may be wondering, what's a frog doing here? Aren't frogs supposed to be in the National Amphibian Conservation Center? Fair question. But actually, at the Detroit Zoo, our work with frogs is not limited to what you will see in the Amphibian Center. We work in places all across the world to help a variety of frogs and amphibian species. We work in Central America to help the Honduran tree frog. And we work in Asia to support the Japanese giant salamander populations. Check out that big guy. You will find Detroit Zoological Society research sites in Peru, training with others to help with the Peruvian rainforest frogs. And we help Panamanian golden frogs, which is considered to be a symbol of good luck in Panama. Hey, looking pretty lucky, my brother, if I do say so myself. The zoo also helps frogs in many places across the country, from the crested toad in Puerto Rico to the gopher frog in Florida, to places like Mississippi, Wyoming, and Iowa. It's important to help frogs from where they are from because each species of frog has their own unique habitat. Who out here knows what a habitat is? A habitat is an environment or natural home for an animal, kind of like where you live. In the same way that you need sturdy walls and running water, is the same way that some frogs like to live in tree branches, while others like to live by the water's edge. A frog's habitat is very important because a frog's body is very sensitive to the things in its environment. For example, a frog's skin is very porous, with lots of tiny little holes through which liquid and air can pass. The frogs must stay moist. The frogs will absorb the water and nutrients in its environments. It can even use its skin to breathe. So naturally, if there's pollution in a frog's habitat, the frogs will absorb that too. Oh, moving on. Frogs have very unique tongues. No other animal has a tongue quite like it. A frog will use its long and sticky tongue to catch and eat bugs to what they would consider to be a yummy snack. Ooh, what was that? That was delicious. Frogs also have very powerful legs. They use their legs to swim, climb trees, and to jump away if they sense danger. Frogs also use their legs to communicate. The Panamanian golden frog uses their legs when looking for a mate because their voices are too quiet to be heard over the rushing waters they live near. What? What are you saying, Dave? I can't hear you. There are rushing waters nearby. You know that. Oh, you want to watch Flora's Lava later? Well, just meet me on my pad. The lily pad, that is. Now, some frogs use their legs to travel long distances during mating season. Some species of frogs will travel for miles and miles and miles before the, and miles and miles and miles before the right location is found. Once they found a mate and the location is right, some species of frogs will build a foam nest to lay their eggs in, like the mountain chicken frog. And some species, either the mom frog or the dad frog, will sit by the nest and guard it, keeping the tadpoles safe. Frog parents typically stay nearby tadpoles once they hatch. Some species is a way to pass on protein and nutrients tadpoles need in order for them to get a strong start at their amazing journey from baby to adult. Now I know what you may be thinking. Well, what should I do if I see a frog? Well, you should spread the word and let people know that frogs need your help. And there's lots of things you can do to help them. First thing you can do is what you're already doing. Keep visiting the Detroit Zoo. By doing this, you're helping to increase the Detroit Zoological Society's work in amphibian conservation by restoring habitats, helping to increase wild population, and researching the causes for amphibian decline. Now, another thing you can do is you can save water by turning off the sink when you're brushing your teeth and by collecting rainwater for watering house plants and gardens. Now, the next thing you can do, and this is very, very, very important, is you can keep your house cats indoors. Please keep. House cats kill millions of amphibians a year. Get out of here, you goofy cat. Skittles always trying to ruin my show. I work too hard for this, Skittles. And also, have your parents drive carefully in the rain and to brake for amphibians. Amphibians migrate during the rainy nights and millions are killed trying to cross the road. And also, you can avoid the exotic pet trade. Every year, thousands of animals that are more unusual than your typical cat or dog are taken from the wild and sold as pets. This includes rare frog species. These exotic animals can be risky for humans. So if you see anyone selling unusual or rare frogs as pets, just walk on by. And lastly, an easy thing you can do is provide a little place in your yard for frogs to rest when they're on their journey. Even a small spot where you can place a few rake leaves can provide shelter and a place for frogs to grab a bite of a few bugs when they're on their way. And don't forget to visit the National Amphibian Conservation Center the next time you're at the Detroit Zoo to see all these amazing frogs in real life. And thank you for joining us.